Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm missmellymatcha and hopefully you don't know me. This is my first video. My name is Felina, I'm 18 years old and I love matcha. I've never really made it myself. Well, I guess you could say I have. We'll get to it. But my matcha knowledge is not very far and wide, so we're here to learn together. And I thought it'd be cute if I yap while we do it. So welcome. Today we have Kimikura's Kagoshima matcha, and she is gorgeous. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have tried it. I was supposed to try for the first time on camera, but I filmed a whole video. The audio cut out, and it was just 37 minutes of silence. So anyways, oh, I'm not talking close enough to this. Ooh. This is how I'm holding my mic. Could I get down here? Yeah. I just don't like this as much. I don't like this as much. Anyways, let's give our matcha a little rating. This is a homemade strawberry syrup. And then inside I have some So this is a homemade strawberry syrup. And then I have some homemade oat milk in here as well. Okay, Nora Smith. And our matcha, it's not layered. I don't know why. I tried to do the little thing with the frother where you also give it some lines of strawberry. That didn't happen. I don't know. Let's figure out how we're gonna stir this. I don't think the syrup is gonna mix in. It's very thick. Okay, whatever. It's as mixed in as it's gonna get. Well, first time I tried this, I rated it a 10 out of 10, so I guess it all depends on how I made this latte. Let's just say, I did a good job on this one. That is a 10 out of 10. That was a mouthful of syrup. Anyways, don't put the straw all the way to the bottom of the cup. It's pretty good. I like this a lot. It's frothy. It's nice. I didn't fuck it up. Didn't have my water too hot. I did do that the first time, I'm not gonna lie. First time I gave it a 10 out of 10, but I definitely made it better this time. The last one was really a 7 out of 10. Here's a picture of it. Here's a clip of it. So, what do you want to talk about? That is so yummy. I did such a good job. So, what do you want to talk about? Actually, this is my show. I have the mic in my hand. I'm the one having fun right now. It's kind of scary doing this. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually terrifying posting yourself on the internet. When I was 14, I had no fear. I used to post whatever the hell I wanted on TikTok.
Time's been ticking, hearts are on.
What? The fix? I know a couple plans, but I know it.
Mine exploded. I don't even have a TikTok anymore. Ooh, we could talk about that. We're gonna put a pin in that. Anyways, it's definitely a bit nerve-wracking just putting yourself on the internet because, well, to other people I ghosted after high school. Hi. What's up? How are you? I'm gonna assume you're watching this, but I hope you're not. Have a sip. I need to relax. I'm getting, I was just saying, this is so scary. I'm literally just getting freaked out because I'm worried people can hear me talking right now. Who cares? I know I'm editing this video staring back at my own face. So, it's just the art of learning to not care as much, which is not one I've mastered or ever had at all. So this is new. I guess we can learn that together as well. Drink some matcha. Learn how to stop caring about every little thing. yeah, anyways, let's move on to some lighter topics. I was talking about before how I was pretty invincible. I used to post whatever I wanted on the internet. And along with that invincibility, I had about 3 TikToks. I guess you could say blow up. One you could say blew up, and I do not care. It had like 2.4 mil before I deleted the app. My account's still up. If you can find it, you can find it, but not giving that out. One of my like 4 accounts. One had like 2.4 mil. One I think had 1 million, and one was like maybe 55,000, something like that. So I had a love for TikTok. It was a problem. When I deleted TikTok, I literally had the urge to make TikToks. I don't know how to explain that. I was a pure addict. I worshipped the algorithm. I posted every day at 5 p.m. I've been shadow banned. I've been through a lot on TikTok, okay? I've been canceled briefly for like less than 24 hours, but it almost happened. What am I getting at this? I'm just trying to say, like, I love TikTok. I saw the goods of it. And by that, I mean, like, I blew up on TikTok. And everyone thinks I'm crazy when I tell them I don't have it anymore. They're like, why? You should be making money off of that. And it's like, I don't think I should have a screen time of like 14 hours a day on TikTok. That's a problem. That is a problem. And if you have 14 hours a day on TikTok, it's a problem. Get off TikTok. I mean, like, granted, maybe I wasn't following the best people either, but I feel like everything on there was so goddamn negative. And I feel like this is something you hear from, like, those moms that love to just, like, spread Facebook propaganda everywhere. But I genuinely feel that way. And, like, I don't know how to explain this. I feel like depression, sadness, melancholy, any word you can think of is almost like boosted in the algorithm. And I actually know this because on my secret, not so secret account that I had for a while, like, it was literally a depression dump. In the bio, it was like, I cry on the internet sometimes or something like that. And you know what? Those videos did really good. Granted, I wasn't getting views, but like thousands of views when I was crying and 40 likes when I'm dancing. People, maybe it's just like people like to hear about drama. I don't know, but I just thought it was really weird. And when you're trying to better yourself, you definitely don't want to be surrounded by that. And I don't see a point in re-downloading it. I don't see a point of bringing myself back into like a space like that. No. I've definitely turned into a YouTube Shorts addict a little bit, but I try to cut myself off. They're also pretty cringy, so that's like, yeah. Anyways, let's yap a little bit more about me. The first time I recorded this video, I completely. That is not a word. I completely forgot. I want to say for completely again. That was kind of fun. I completely forgot until the end because I think it's so normal. Like, I don't think this is like a big trait I have to tell everyone. I'm a vegetarian. I have been since I was 13 years old, so the past 5 years. It'll be 6 in July, about a month. I'm not one of those, oh my god, you're killing the it's for the environment. Don't get me wrong, if that's your reason, that's perfectly fine. I'm also not gonna ridicule someone for eating a steak.
Okay, I know I just said that. Show your face, baby. This is Chiquita. She makes me want to cry every time I see chicken thighs because I think it looks like her legs.
What I was trying to say is I did not do it for the environmental reasons or the humanitarian reasons, but I definitely do feel that way. I want to preface that. Like, am I crazy about it? Like, vegan teacher? No. But I definitely feel that way.
My reasons are very different. The first day of 2020, I ate dinner. I went home. Bleh. You don't need to know what happened after that. Just imagine it was not pretty, okay? And for months, like, I was either bleh or bloated in bed, down and out, was not moving after I ate. And it was a problem. And I was so sick of being sick all the time. My doctors were not listening to me. And I started not cutting things out, just trying different things. And I started noticing, like, if I had a smoothie bowl and some fruit or like something, it's weird because, like, I feel like non-vegetarians almost eat meat with every meal. And I also think that's crazy. We'll get to it. Just when I would eat things without meat, I would not be down and out. And I started noticing that, and I started looking more into vegetarianism. I looked into pescatarianism. I don't like fish, though. So I tried it, and it worked. And my doctors thought I was crazy, and my parents thought I was crazy, and everyone around them thought they were crazy because they still let me do it, and I was 13, and everyone thought they were crazy. But you know what? It's worked for me ever since. And as I've, like, I wouldn't even call it a journey. Like, that's the thing when people say they go vegetarian, and it was so hard when I cut out meat. It was not hard for me to cut out meat because I literally did not like it anymore. Like, if you eat something and it makes you sick, you don't like it. You don't have a craving for that food. You know? Like, that's the best way I can explain it. So, it was not like this big life-changing jump for me. It was actually, like, quite adjustable. Plus, I'm, like, in love with tofu. The only thing I'm not in love with is how many goddamn people have comments. I mean, like, I could have just met someone, and the second they find out they're a vegetarian, the second they find out that I'm a vegetarian, they have 6,000 recommendations for me. And it's like, did I ask? I did not ask for your help. I have it pretty figured out. And honestly, your comments are kind of offensive. Like, well, you need more protein, so you need to do this. I just met you. You don't know my diet. Like, that is probably the hardest thing to adjust to, honestly, is other people. So, but the longer I'm a vegetarian, the more I feel like the humanitarian need as well, which is not something that started in the beginning. Like how I said, I don't eat fish. I don't like fish. But also, like, I won't even try fish. I really wanted to be a marine biologist for a long time. And I just, like, kind of adapted, like, fish are friends, not food. And when I'm in the grocery store and I'm standing in front of those aisles and there's just, like meat as long as it could go, and I look at it, every single one of these is a different cow, is a different chicken. And it just does not sit right with me. I just think that is inhumane. Sorry. How many animals did we have to kill for this grocery store to be this stocked? And how much of it is going to become dead stock or get marked down? get marked down and never sold. What did that animal die for, you know? People tell me I'm crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Buy meat from a butcher. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. Because I also know things like that are expensive. And I also know, like, the lifestyle I live is expensive. Like, tofu is cheap, but fresh vegetables are not. Fresh fruits are not. Don't get me wrong, like, vegetarian or not, you need those, but I'm consuming double. I'm replacing what you're eating with vegetables. You're eating meat and vegetables, I'm eating double vegetables. It's not cheap. I know this. And I'd never force someone to go meatless, especially, like how I said, for me, it was not a hard switch because it wasn't something I liked anymore. For other people, I don't know. Don't quote me because no one knows how true this is. I heard it on a short somewhere. Something about how a chicken can live for 7 years, but we kill it once it's like 45 days old. I don't know if that's true. I don't know how true that is. I heard it. I mean, technically we could look it up real quick. I am sitting right next to my PC. In America, how old each chicken before it's killed? 20 months. 1.5 years. It reaches its slaughter weight after 40 days. Oh my god. Okay. So a laying hen is allowed to live English. A laying hen is allowed to live the longest. They only live around 20 months? Oh, is a laying hen a type of chicken? I thought a laying hen meant a girl, like it lays eggs. I'm so sorry. I thought it meant like a girl that lays eggs. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a type of chicken. I don't know. Lives around 20 months. So a year and a half. A broiler chicken reaches its slaughter weight after 40 days. Meaning they are slaughtered before a year and a half old. Wait! Oh shit, I read that very wrong. Broiler chickens are therefore not even a month and a half old. This is like Minecraft farming IRL. And I do some fucked shit in Minecraft. Sorry, I know my mother wants to watch this. Sorry. Anyways. I'm gonna have to sit on that for a while. This is banging. Everyone take a sip. There you go. Because I feel like I might have offended some people with that conversation. Anyways, it's another topic we could talk about. I'm vegetarian. Along with that, let's talk about my little medical history. HIPAA. Well, it's my medical history, so I'm allowed to say whatever I want. So I have this thing called POTS. Postural Orthostatic Tachycardia Syndrome. Took me a while to memorize that. And I also have vasovagal syncope. Now, when either of those decide to act up, I go into something called a pseudo-seizure. Okay? Those are all the big words out the way, because I don't really want to use them again. We're going to get into what they mean. So POTS is... I'm not going to give you the exact definition. I'm going to tell you what POTS is to me, because my POTS is not very severe, and I had little knowledge of it before I was diagnosed, and it was whatever I had seen on the internet. And usually you see severe cases, which, I mean, that's fine. Spread awareness. But I'm just saying, I feel like there could be like a good amount of people living with it that really don't know they have it because they don't have severe symptoms. So POTS to me is basically like, I could be sitting right now. My heart rate's probably like 50. Sometimes it's lower. I do have an athlete's heart. So, So let's say my heart rate is 50. I'm gonna stand up. I'm not gonna walk. I'm just gonna stand up. And my heart rate is gonna jump to like 110. That is not normal. That is not normal. And my blood pressure is gonna just drop. And sometimes when that happens, I have a pseudo seizure. You faint, but I have pseudo seizures, which is when you're fainting and it looks like you're having a seizure. And I cannot believe I'm about to tell the internet this. I piss myself. I piss myself. Yep. But I'm spreading awareness. I seize and I piss myself, but I'm not having a seizure. I'm passed out. I don't know why I convulse. You still, like, when someone has a seizure, you have to make sure, like, they don't choke on their tongue and all that. Yeah. So, and my doctors don't really know why that happens. It just does. I don't know either. So, yeah, I have really low blood pressure. On days it's flared up, I don't have arthritis, but like I'll go around telling everyone I have arthritis. It feels like I have arthritis. My joints just hurt and ache so bad. And then there's brain fog, which was like pretty much my first symptom. Well, standing up and getting like violently dizzy was my first symptom, but I just thought it was low iron. No. Well, yes and no, but no. My second symptom was brain fog, and I didn't know what was going on. I just thought I was really dumb. Really, really, really dumb. I didn't mention this either last time. I had recently been diagnosed with dyscalculia, which is basically like number dyslexia. So I just thought I was dumb. No. I was having like major brain fog. It was really bad. And brain fog kind of feels like, honestly, to me, it feels like I'm disassociating, which is something I used to do really bad when I was younger. Not so much anymore. I've worked on it a lot. But sometimes you can't help it. And I thought I was disassociating all the time. It just feels like you don't understand anything anyone is saying. It's almost like everyone's talking muffled, and like you know the answer, but you can't put it together. Like I just feel slow and like I don't know, it literally feels like my brain is foggy. So, yeah. But honestly, I don't experience those symptoms horribly. Now that like I'm learning how to manage POTS, it's really only on days that I like flare up, which I'd maybe only say I have a flare up like once a month. I do have a possibility of growing out of it, which fingers crossed, because that'd be nice. Now, vasovagal syncope is an interesting one, a very interesting one. You have a giant nerve, I think, that runs through you. That's called the vasovagal nerve. Yeah, it's a nerve, not a vein. Maybe it's both. I don't know. I don't remember. And that it's responsible for reacting to change. So example things like hot to cold, shock, someone scares you, stress. Like it makes me feel so weak. Let me tell you that. And if it doesn't react to change fast enough, it can cut off the oxygen supply to your brain, making you faint. Who the hell put that in the human body? Like, our maker was really just up there, like, give this one a glitch. What the hell? Why'd I get the glitch? So, yeah, that's my cute little medical history. for yeah, if anyone cared. Like, it sounds stupid, but in a way, like, it's really not well known. Like I said, I was experiencing POTS symptoms and I had no idea at all. So, and the first time I ever had a fainting spell was at cheer practice, and I pissed in front of everyone. And I'm here to say that if you have real seizures or pseudo seizures and you're ever embarrassed by this, let's talk about it on the internet, because it's not like it's in my control. Okay? So, take a sip. I want to show this off. I know everyone already knows what they are, okay? I'm late to the trend. Very late to the trend. This is my circle bottle. Okay? Okay? I love this. I have a hydro flask that's shaped exactly like it. I have an absurd amount of water bottles. Okay. I have an absurd amount of hydro flasks. I was a Visco girl and I am brand loyal. Okay? Every time I buy a new one, I'm like, oh, this is going to be my water bottle. Oh, I'm going to take this everywhere. And you know what? I never do. I never do. But when I tell you, I take that thing everywhere. And I don't even like those, like, water flavoring packets or those things you squeeze in there. I don't like them. This goddamn pink drink flavor, like, if you close your eyes, it's the same thing. I don't care what you say. It's the same thing. Okay. I need to know how you girlies are wearing your hair down with headphones on. This is getting, like, horribly uncomfortable. We're already at 35 minutes, so, like, I'm just gonna push through. I cannot stand this. Anyways, what else should we talk about? You know what I want to talk about? Because if anyone watches this, leave a comment. I know I said it in the beginning of the video. How old do I look? Probably about 3 people this month alone have said I am 14, 15, oldest. What? I graduated last year. I graduated high school last year. You know what? I'm gonna look great when I'm 30 and 40 and maybe 50. So that's great. I graduated high school last year. I freaking hated school. I did online school for COVID. Ooh, can I say that word on YouTube? 2020, I did online school. And I did not go back until I was forced to my sophomore year. So that's like a little over a year and a half. Went back online 2 weeks into my junior year. So for about 4 years, I did online school. I loved it. I felt like it got all the bullshit out of the way. Like, especially when I was in high school. Because I went to private school when I was younger. For elementary and middle school. Ooh, we could tell some horror stories about that another time. Catholic private school. Uniforms, khaki skirts, knee socks, the whole 9 yards. Church every Wednesday and Friday. 9 a.m., 1 p.m. They don't know. How does that go? The asylum where they raised me. Something like that. My high school, though, was also a horror story. It's something we could just, like, throw out there. A little bit more content. I love music. Music recommendations are always welcome. If you need to know what kind of music I'm into, Live, Laugh, Love, Vic Fuentes. I'm usually piercing my veil 9 times. 10 times out of 9, I'm piercing my veil, actually. Me and my best friend went to a Pierce the Veil concert in November, and I insisted on making these shirts that say, I believe in Fuentesism. So you know what? If you want to join my cult, Every night we worship the Lord and Savior Vic Fuentes in hopes that we will be blessed with such a high falsetto. I think that's what it's called. I heard someone on Reddit call his voice a falsetto or something. Broken falsetto? Something like that. Anyways, I wouldn't want to listen to me for 2 seconds longer, honestly, and I'm running out of things to talk about, which is not something I'm usually used to. I don't run out of things to talk about, but I hope you all have a lovely night, day, whatever time it is. I hope you're doing great. Leave me a little comment. What do you want to hear me yap about? What do you want to hear my opinion on? Because I genuinely have some wild ones. We're just keeping it in the box for this first episode. We are registered on Apple Podcasts. We don't post on Apple Podcasts yet. If you want me to, like, leave a comment. And so, I don't know. Talk to me. Leave a comment. Let's be friends. Leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see my face again. And if you don't, I mean, I get it. I think I'm cool. Not everyone has to think I'm cool. Anyways, I hope you all are doing lovely, doing great. I'm going to close this out here. And I hopefully will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.